Hello everyone, my name is Atmaram. I'm second year internal medicine resident at Northwestern McKinney Hospital. Today I'm going to present one of the rare side effects of immune checkpoint inhibitor medication called pembrolizumab, or commonly known as Keytruda. Pembrolizumab is a highly selective humanized monoclonal antibody that acts specifically and helps our immune system in clearing of tumor cells. As we all know, immune checkpoint inhibitor medications help modulate our immune system via multiple pathways, and one of the pathways implicated is programmed death receptor pathways. As these medications specifically target some of the immune system pathways, they always carry a potential risk of immune system dysregulation and can cause adverse events related to our immune system. Contrary to the beliefs, these medications cause immune dysregulation and do not cause immunosuppression as caused by their counterpart chemotherapeutic agents. Today we are going to talk about one of the rare neurological side effects of pembrolizumab known as Guillain-Barré syndrome. Our case is a 76-year-old female with history of non-small cell lung cancer who was being treated with pembrolizumab presented to our emergency department with concerns of bilateral lower extremity weakness to a point where she was unable to stand up. She reported that these symptoms started same day of presentation. However, they were preceded by 2 weeks of bilateral lower extremity numbness, tingling, and neuropathic pain symptoms for which she was prescribed gabapentin as an outpatient. Besides bilateral lower extremity weakness, patient did not have any other symptoms. On physical exam, patient had significant motor weakness in bilateral lower extremities. However, she had normal motor exam elsewhere. Patient had areflexic paralysis in both of her lower extremities with no reflexes in ankle or knee. Rest of the other exam was unremarkable. Considering the acuity of patient's symptoms, stroke and cord compression were the two most important differentials in our mind that were ruled out via the imaging of head and spine. We performed lumbar puncture, and CSF analysis revealed mild leukocytosis with some elevated protein, suggesting some inflammatory versus infective etiology. Considering patient's presentation, we started her on empiric treatment, and our top differentials were Guillain-Barré syndrome and infectious etiology. Patient was started on IV immunoglobulins and IV steroids, as patient had history of being on pembrolizumab. She was also started on IV antibiotics for covering of infectious etiology. During her course of hospital stay, patient had another repeat lumbar puncture that was more consistent with Guillain-Barré syndrome and showing albuminocytologic disorder. Rest of other extensive lab work, microbiology, and imagings were negative for any other etiology. Despite completing 5-day courses of IV immunoglobulin and IV steroids, and patient did not show any significant improvement. Hence, patient was started on plasmapheresis that was limited by one of the major complications of rectal bleeding. Goals of care were discussed with family and patient, who decided for doing non-conservative management and opted going to a skilled nursing facility for rehab. For an internist, this case is important in two ways. One of the way is, as we know that immune checkpoint inhibitors are getting a central role in cancer world. They are being increasingly used in many of the cancer treatments. And as their use is increasing, so are we seeing their side effects. We are still at very early stage to predict or know about all of their side effects, but we know that most of the side effects are related to immune related adverse events, and we are seeing increasingly number of cases of side effects due to these medications involving GI system, skin system, endocrine system, respiratory system, and also some cases in neurological. Second important point about our case is this case was very atypical for being a GP syndrome, as this case did not demonstrate a typical clinical course of GP syndrome being a gradual, progressive, ascending weakness. Instead, it presented as a sudden onset bilateral lower extremity weakness preceded by neuronal sensory symptoms. Other important aspect of this case was its unresponsiveness to standard IVIG treatment and also IV steroids. As an internist, we should be very proactive about any neurological complications in patients who are on immune checkpoint inhibitor, and we should do a thorough neurological exam in any neurological symptom patient. as catching these complications earlier in their course might have better outcomes for the patient.